For those of you, it's crooked. Okay, for those of you that saw the post earlier, I made this weekend, the border and journaling box, and I thought I'd share with you tonight how to do it. This is done with Vivid Melodies. Any paper you have will work. This is just one that I had a bunch of. But tonight I'm going to use a different paper. I'm going to use this. I'll show you. Botanical First paper. Totally different pattern, but still works because it's got a consistent pattern. Now the directions, I'm going to deviate, I'm going to tell you why. Say for your first cardstock, which in my case is going to be raspberry, 3 by 12. However, the border that I use is a very narrow border. The border I'm using today is an inch wide. So I have to make it an inch wider on each side because I'm going to need an inch here and an inch here. So instead of 3 by 12, this will be 4 by 12. And instead of 2 3/4 by 11 3/4, this will be 5 by 12. And we'll add 4 inches to this too, so it's 4 3/4. Everything else stays the same. This one stays the same because it's still in the middle. So we're going to use raspberry. I have raspberry and lipstick pink. They're about the same. And that is going to be 5 by 12. So let's line it up. The longest part of this will be when I have to cut out the design. I've got my little scissors with me to do that. So this is going to make a really big border. I didn't try it. I did mental math, so hopefully my mental math is correct. Now let's do 2 3/4 by 11 3/4. Remember your fourth markers. Every inch has 4 markers. So those are fourths. So 2 3/4. And I just goofed up. That's supposed to be 4. Let's try 4. See what happens. I don't write things down. 4 3/4. I spent the weekend in Ohio at a crop. I came home and Mike made me dinner, his famous breaded pork chops. He does that whenever I'm gone for a weekend. I absolutely love it when he does that. Okay. La da 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 da. No, actually, this one can be 2 3/4 because no, it doesn't. It stays wide. Okay. Sorry, talking out loud. This is gonna, and this goes down to 11 3/4. This will be a little tiny border all the way around. So let's take our arm out, put it in, and shorten up just 1/8 of an inch. A 1/4 inch, and a 1/4 inch is right at the top of my mat. So when I adhere it, there's just going to be a little tiny border at the top and at the bottom, and a little bit of room on the sides. It's going to look like that. Next, I'm going to cut my pattern paper. This does not change. This is 2 inches wide by 11 3/4 inches long. Let's find the spot that's good. Down here is good. Always make sure that it's lined up on the edge and goes all the way across. Always hold your paper, even though it's magnetic, hold your paper. Times 11 3/4. Let's take off that 1/4 inch again. The top, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay. The top of my cutting mat, from the cutting line to the top of the mat is 1/4 of an inch. So I want to put it right at the top of that silver. 3/8 on this trimmer. There's a little white line right there. That's 3/8. And then this first full line is a half. So that's the hardest part right there. We're going to put, I have 2 tape runners, regular and repositionable, just in case we need one or the other. So we're going to add here the lighter color cardstock to the darker one. In this case is soft pink and raspberry. This collection came out about 2 years ago. So as I said, you use whatever you have in your stash. You don't have to. It's a good way to use up scraps. This goes right in the center, but before we do that, I'm going to put my border on because I want to make sure I get that in the center. So I'm going to show you my border compared to the border that I used for the other one. Okay, see my pink border, how wide it is compared? So I'm guessing that that inch on here will be enough. We are about to find out. So this goes right here. Straight. Arg. Let's try that again. Straight. Now, remember that this pink paper is 11 3/4 inches. So we're going to have a little tiny, tiny hair to cut off down here at the bottom. So that it lands on the edge of the pink. All right, now we have another pink border right here. Let's put that one on. And again, down here at the bottom. So it trims off even. Okay, now that I've done this, I can see that I made my pink too wide. I guessed at the width, so to compensate, I'm just going to make this a little bit wider. I measured the sticker and I added on an inch. It looks like I could have made it 3/4 of an inch. I wonder if I can get everything off, if we can fix it. All right. Let's take a 1/2 inch off of this and see how that looks. When I'm only taking a 1/2 inch, we use the top half. Keep the bulk of our paper on the bottom. Okay, now sticker again and see how it looks. I think it'll be a lot better. It won't be so big. And if that doesn't work, we'll take off a little bit more. All right, now let's lay it on. Aha, perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay. So let's put this on. Yeah, I'm lucky that these things hold up so well. I have dropped them more times than I can count. Now, there have been times where I have dropped it and it has broken into pieces and I've had to grab a new case. But for the most part, they're pretty sturdy. There. Okay. Let's put this on. Then we're going to trim a 1/2 inch off of our dark pink. Because if we don't trim off a 1/2 inch, look what's going to happen is we're going to have all that dark pink. We don't want that much. So let's take off a 1/2 inch. There. Just like that. Now, remember this? We're going to take some of these little balls. I don't know. Since this part's already chewed up, let's take this. And this is where you want your smaller scissors, because our regular scissors are wonderful multi-purpose, but these go around corners and notch out little areas so much better. Let's cut out, say, 3 little balls and see how that looks. Because that flower is big, but I don't think one of these is going to be enough. I think we're going to have to make a cluster. Remember, the eye likes even things, so we're either going to have 1 or 3 up here. Nope, it needs 3. All right, so there was that one. Here's this little pink one right here. And one more. See, these are all, none of them are just sitting free. So we're going to cut this one out right here. Sometimes I do these video guys. I just, I know what I'm doing, but then I have to kind of wing it and adjust things. So that's why I'm deciding on the fly which ones to cut. Now I did bring some foam squares out. Or at least I thought I did. All right. I must have put them in the other. Here they are. Foam squares. Okay. 1, 2, where's that third little circle? Oh, there it is. No, it's not. Hold on. Let's grab one again. Actually, you know what? I think it'd be pretty cool if we cut out both of these two little circles together. Let's do that. By the way, registration is open for the Creative Passions Retreat in March. And my crop's coming up this weekend, the 15th and 16th. If you want to attend either of those, please let me know. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 little dots. We've got those two, and then we've got this little cluster that we're going to kind of tuck in like there. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to leave flat. Just kind of put it off on the edge like that. And then let's take a foam square. Now these foam squares are way too big for what I need. I don't need a big foam square, but see how that one's been cut into a triangle? If you cut them into a triangle, you get more usable space. And we're going to put that on the back of this one. Kind of tuck it right like that. And there. It came to life. Now, we're going to do the same thing for our journaling box. 6.5 by 4.5 of cardstock. Just use our dark pink. All right, I can see this is about 7 inches wide, so I'm going to cut my 4.5 first. And then my 6.5, pull out the arm. Save that little bubble, we might need that. And then we're going to need a journaling box of 6 by 4. So we're going to take, leave our trim out open. I have a piece of white lined paper. We want it 6 inches across. Take it 4 inches down. Okay, now remember, on your trimmer, let me bring it up so you can see it. This little white line right here, one on this side too, this is an inch from here to here. So I'm going to take the carriage and move it to 7.5. That'll give me a cut of 6.5 inches. We now have 6.5 inches right here. We'll lay this down at the 6.5 inch mark and take this over 4.5, and it's going to be right where that score line is. Perfect. My bad, it's supposed to be 6 by 4. Okay. Let's take it down to just 4 inches. That is 4 by 6. There. Now let's see if it fits. Yeah. Little piece of sticky from my sticker that was on there. Okay, let's add here the paper to the cardstock. And then let's decorate it. So let's find some pretty little things to, little balls to put on there. One for the upper and something for the lower. Look at this. I'm going to take and I'm going to cut this out and just put it right down the edge of the card. So you don't have to do upper and lower. We have this whole little cluster. Let's use it to our advantage. All right, see how easy these scissors go into the little nooks and crannies and get where you need to go. Needless to say, when I got home today, my little dog Oreo was all over me and wouldn't leave me alone for the first 15 minutes. He said, "Oh, you've been gone so long. I've missed you so much." Oh, this is cool. I think I'm really going to like this. Well, some of you may be much better cutters than I am and more precise, but hey, everybody has their own gifts, right? So if anybody wants to come cut it for me, you can. All right, we're almost there. And let's see if it fits. Yes, just like that. Done. Let me just repositionable this time because of the nooks and crannies of it. And there you have a border and a fun journaling box. I really like that. I think it's a very cool journaling box. So that's it for the night. Make this. Let me know what you think. I'd love to see your pictures. And anyone that makes this with Creative Memories products gets a prize from me. But you have to post it here by this video between now and say next Sunday. Okay, good night all.